Hey Melissa, I hope you're well. Just going to talk through just a couple of stretches we can start incorporating into your training program. So basically, correct me if I'm wrong, but basically just seems to be having some issues with kind of iliopsoas kind of area right at the frontier, and then potentially going into sort of like TFL a little bit. It's this big band that goes right down the outside. Just give me a heads up if I'm kind of going on the wrong ballpark with this, okay? But basically, we're looking kind of as front of the hip as possible, okay? We're looking kind of in and around this kind of ballpark. Regardless of what specifically it might be, basically, you're going to tackle it the same kind of way, really, okay? So when you say things are feeling tight and need to stretch out and stuff like that, basically what it is your anterior hip flexors are doing work that they shouldn't be doing, okay? So rather than thinking of like tight, think of overused because something else is weak, okay? And generally, whenever we have issues like this, it's always a case of looking upstream and downstream or behind rather than focusing on it. So basically what you're doing is you're showing the symptoms in your anterior hip flexors, but the fact that you can walk, you can move around, would say that they're not in particularly bad shape or not like debilitated in any way, okay? So I've had this myself, and this is one of the first kind of things that really spurred up before I went and had my surgery. But what it encouraged me to do is actually to work around, okay? Like I spent about 12 months trying to tackle the actual issue itself. The pain itself and like where the symptoms were coming from rather than the actual what was causing the issue, which for me was weak glutes. So two stretches that I want to see you including into your warm-up now, okay? We'll trial these for a couple of sessions, and then there's a couple more I want to add in there to kind of strengthen the adductors, which are on the inside, basically your inner groin, because that's going to be another one that I want to focus on a little bit, okay? But the first one is going to be couch stretch. Okay, now this guy's got himself into quite a deep couch stretch, okay? But basically what you want to be starting with your knee quite a bit further away from the wall, okay? Getting as upright as you possibly can. And then rather than focusing on pushing the knee right up close to the wall, I mean, if you can do that, awesome, okay? But I want you to focus more on pushing your hips through, okay? So I want you to, the whole time, be pushing your hips forward and try to tuck your bum underneath you as best you can, okay? Rather than worrying about quite so much about where this is, okay? I want you to hold this one. A good one to do with this is take your shoes off as well, okay? Because you can get cramp in your foot depending on the type of footwear you're wearing, particularly if you're wearing like lifters. But yeah, you want to be focused on your hips going forward the whole time. And I want you to hold this one 3 times through for 20 seconds on each side. And then the next one you're going to jump into is going to be called a pigeon pose. And again, kind of whenever you put in demo videos of this kind of stuff, the guys are always in like the best possible position, okay? So not expecting you to get down this low, but basically if you start on your knees, you bring your one leg and try and bring it to as much of a right angle underneath you as possible. Then what I want you to focus on is this hip back here. I want you to try and do the opposite of what you've done earlier and try to sit your hips back as far as you can, okay? And try to push your bum down as low to the floor. Try and get this back leg quad resting, because actually getting the leg under like this isn't too bad. It's usually the how low can you get your hips in behind you. And then from there, I want you to spend some time kind of rocking side to side, okay, not backwards and forwards, but very much just kind of the hips rocking from side to side, and really try and get a deep, deep, deep stretch in the glute of the leg that's bent underneath, okay? The hip flexors, so the bit where you're feeling the strain, is going to be stretched on the back leg, but the glute is just going to open up a little bit before you go into your squat sessions, okay? This one's going to be the same. You're going to do 3 rounds, but you're going to do 30 seconds on each side of this one, okay? 3 times through 30 seconds each leg. That's the only thing I'm going to do right now. I do want to add in some kind of strengthening work and add in some kind of banded stuff, but let's see how this works first, okay? Let's see what sticks. In terms of footage, I'll be getting a review out to you tomorrow on the footage that you have already sent me. I've just been chocker today trying to catch up with stuff. Okay, so it'll probably be a written review unless there's anything major where I need to kind of point some obvious things out. Okay, give me another update to how things are feeling in general, because I've been looking forward and I think we may be due a mini deload just in the near future. But let me know what's up. Okay, any issues with that, Melissa, let me know straight away. Bye bye.